Hey guys, welcome to our first real video series on video lectures. I'm going to try and do these video lectures that you can do during asynchronous work so that we don't have to waste class time doing it. Ideally, you'd take notes during these lectures and you'd come to class the next day with questions or anything you want to do to clarify, and we'll talk about what we went over in this lecture. It will require you to grab a notebook and a pen or pencil. So make sure you take appropriate notes. Stop the recording when you need extra time. For this lecture, we're talking about close reading. Close reading is essentially taking a small text, be it a poem, a short story, or a part of a novel, and looking very closely, i.e. close reading, at what it says, how it says it, and what it means. The idea is that we can come with a deeper understanding of the text, and we can interpret it on a personal level by looking closely at it and isolating it. It requires us to read slower, it requires us to take our time, and it requires us to really reflect and often reread the text we're dealing with. It's not something we do all the time. It's not something we do for fun usually. However, a lot of people end up actually really enjoying what they get out of it and do take on close reading for their own personal gains. This is the type of reading, one of the types of reading, that you'll be expected to do in pretty much every English class and most even history classes from this point forward. We do it primarily in higher level high school classes like weighted honors and AP classes. You'll probably be doing it in any class that requires intensive reading. So whether you take philosophy, or whether you take English, or you go to college and you take anthropology, or any class in the humanities, psychology, whenever you read what's considered a primary source, i.e. not a textbook, but an actual piece of research or um, an actual story or poem that you can gain something out of that is not being explicitly said, close reading is really valuable for it. Pretty much all of you will be expected to do this at least in college and university classes, and if you continue to take weighted honors in English or AP English classes, you should be expected to do it in those classes as well. This is also for your own personal edification if you want to do that. If it's something that you really enjoy, you might, when you read a book that you really like, you might stop and isolate a passage or two that you really like and look into close reading to understand that story significantly more. It's kind of like nerding out in a way. You don't always need to close read, though. This is important. I know people will probably say, well, this is going to ruin reading for me. I like to read, but I don't like to read that closely. I don't want to read an entire book doing this with this kind of style of reading. And you're not expected to. You're certainly not expected to. The idea of close reading is really just to help us understand a text better in a more of an academic session, and it will also expand our discussion so that our discussion is it goes a lot further past summary or kind of stating those same things that we're always stating. It's kind of like, think of in a discussion where you say, oh, well, here's a metaphor. But the close reading strategy asks, why is this metaphor there? What does it do? How does it make me feel? What does it mean? Which means most of you already kind of close read, as is it's what you've been preparing for in high school this whole time anyway. What I'm going to be doing, though, is I'm going to be giving you 6 strategies, or what are called signposts, things to look for in a text, and then giving you questions attached to each signpost so that we can interpret this text a lot more and maybe come up with different ideas about it so that in our discussions, we actually have like good disagreement over what's going on, or good discussion points. This doesn't carry. This is certainly, these 6 signposts are not the only signposts that you can use, and you're certainly encouraged to look for anything else. But these have been identified through tons of pieces of literature to really help us find um, really good questions and points of analysis in a story. This is just, again, meant to guide you. So in the next several videos, we're going to go over 6 strategies to help you do this, those 6 signposts. It will help you understand the text on a much deeper level. You'll improve with practice. And remember, you already kind of do this in English and hopefully history class. And ideally, it will prepare you for higher level thinking and higher level classes that require higher level thinking, like weighted honors, AP, and college.